All right, y'all. I'm gonna jump right back into part three, okay, of this. I don't even know what I'm gonna call it yet. A lot of the videos on my page, they don't even have titles. They just had a date. Cause by default, YouTube used the date. But guess what, y'all? I'm doing it today. I'm almost about 60 hours sober. That 3 day mark is a big mark, y'all. Yo, bro. See, the alcohol gets out your body pretty quickly. It's gonna suck, bro. Listen, I'm gonna suck, but it's gonna be about 2, 3 days of suckiness. But your brain, depending how bad it was, could take. I'm talking severe drinkers. So if you're not a severe drinker, you know your body. Just you know what I mean. You know your body. So just base it off your body dynamics. Okay. Uh, so that was on Wednesday. The whole situation with the guy coming in and me becoming aware that, oh, so you made that phone call. All right, let's get body. You hear me? I feel like No Limit soldiers. Where y'all at? You hear me? Mind you, my head is from really No Limit, man. You hear me? But that's another story. And they not my heads. Just so let me correct myself. My boys who, if I was to be like, hey, bro, uh, I feel real threatened, bro. Can you help me out of jam? They coming off 78th Street, though. Yeah, but and on 90th, you know what I'm saying? My homies, that's like, come on, I don't want that, and everybody got it. I don't even want to play tough guy. So that happened. I leave. You know, I made my money that day. I leave, and I just feel like, here we go, Jerome, Romeo, that is. Rome, how are you going to behave like this? What happened to the plan of we're gonna do the alcohol experiment? We're gonna grow and nurture a following specifically on YouTube. We're gonna master Groove Funnels, which is the platform that I use, that I bought in its beta mode, so I'm grandfathered in to build funnels. Right? Websites, blogs, sales pages, landing pages, everything you need to have a on like what's up with that? We gang banging at Danny's Money gang bang. We're provoking a man we don't even know. Don't judge a book by its cover, wrong. And you letting this young lady who's stressed out create all of this. So that happened on Wednesday. I'm like, I gotta take a couple days off, y'all. We need to recalibrate. Because Jerome, if you lose your job, you gotta go find a new job. So two things are gonna happen. It's gonna take you a minute to get a new job, settled into the new job, and paid. So now our finances could be funny, or that could push you to want to go make some fast money. Fast money's addictive. She's gonna be like, hey, look, man, I'm gonna go ahead and connect this dot with this dot and make this money. But guess what? It's gonna begin to feed it. My dad grew up around a lot of big time drug dealers, but he never got into narcotics because it's what took his family down, his mom and his dad. My grandfather liked to use drugs. He showed his girlfriend, his wife, my grandma, how to use them. And then my grandfather ended up getting murdered when he was young, like 5 years into their relationship. He gets murdered, and my grandma was still hooked on drugs with two boys. And my father went to his grave with that. So my father never got into it, but my reason to tell you that is because he would inform me that, listen, son, if you become a drug dealer who's out in these streets making crazy sums of money, and then you find yourself in a situation, maybe you go to jail, maybe you got a whatever situation where now you have to work a job, it's gonna be very, very tough for you to adjust to making $50,000 in a day or a month to $50,000 in a year because you're a felon or whatever the case may be. Right now, obviously, there's always rules, but he was right because when I got into it, just with pounds at a young age, it was like, man, bro, I work 3 times a week and I drive to a gas station with meet my buddy. He give me a book bag. I get him a book bag. I ain't even working, bro. I'm dealing. Illegal dealing, that is. So, you gonna risk your job to put yourself back in that situation? Well, mind you, I got this job with full intentions with this game plan, but for some reason, when you get to drinking the ethanol, right? If we could just drink the green juicy juice, Not the alcohol. The ethanol. You feel me, dog? Y'all know I may be being silly right now. I promise you I'm not drunk, y'all. I don't even, I want to do my channel sober. That's the point of it, like this transformation. Um, so cool. What sense does that make? So, okay, Thursday, I get a phone call from my boss. Hey, she says, hey, Romeo, we're gonna close at 1 today because we need to do some deep cleaning, and you don't start until 9:30. And I know that um, you're about an hour and a half out, so you can totally scratch work today if you want. You know what I mean? I'm like, perfect, Captain. That's cool. I'm like, that'll work. You know what I mean? And after everything that happened yesterday, let's just let the girls have it. Let some things cool off. I don't even want to be seen. So that worked out in my favor. Boom, got myself more time to think. Come on, Jay, but I'm still drinking. Remember, that was day 7. It's Thursday. Now it's day 8. 7, 8, something like that. Um, Friday I drink, and so now I don't go into work. I call off Saturday and Sunday, and say, hey, I just, I'm not feeling my best, and that was kind of true from alcohol. But I would just like some time to myself after everything that took place. Boss understood it. The boss got bullied by the bully. So I know she like, ooh, I know Jerome feels horrible. I feel horrible. I'm the boss. He's a man that's twice her size, and whatever. But uh, I looked at her. I mean, what am I? Where am I at? So Saturday I call off. Sunday I call off, and Thursday I didn't work. So that's 3 days. That's 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 a little bit of money. So listen, I have a debt that I have to pay off. I have my own little bills, and when I found myself broken homeless, I said, Romeo, how you go to work? Like you you kind of a workaholic like your mother. Like I enjoy working. It gives me something to do. It gives me pleasure. It makes me feel productive. How you go to work full time and you ain't got no money and you have a good job? You normally work relatively good jobs, Jerome. You're always in sales or service, and your sales ability or your service ability will dictate your commission or your tips and fees. Now, I love taking care of people, man. I don't know. I don't think it's all of my codependency either. I think I actually enjoy putting a smile on another human being's face. So, call off Saturday, call off Sunday. I don't work Monday. I don't work Tuesday. Make a long story short, because I'm mixed up with the days and it's not important. Um, Thursday, okay? Thursday, my rent had been due, right? My rent was due, and I'm like, cool. I'm like, cool. I'm mixing up, but look. So make a long story short, right? I'm like, when I get back to work, because that money I missed, it was accoladed for. Like, guys, I study how much money I make, how much money I make, and then my hourly, and like, I really, just to be good with numbers, right? You say, oh, I'm gonna be running 6-figure companies. Well, bro, you're not doing too well with this little 50,000. Talking about half a milli. So I really try to even dissect this stuff really, really well. And that money that I had missed was gonna be my rent money. You know what I mean? So I'm like, okay, geez, here I go playing with the count. My landlord, I've been with him since March of 23. Okay, as I shoot this, it's December of 23. when I first met, we were cool. Then my second month, we had got a little, just a little bumpy because a person had got shot on the block. I was seeing critters all in the house. Now I'm spending my money to get rid of critters, and a person got shot like 4 days, 4 doors down, and then the fireman didn't even come wash the blood up. So every time I walk up and down the street, I'm reminded that somebody got shot right here, and I'm like, hey, I know we agreed to $5, but it's a lot going on around here, and you told me it ain't too many critters running around because that's the type of question I would want to know. And with 450 dude, and he kind of spazzed up on me instead of saying, hey, no, we agreed to, X amount of dollars and we should do that. He kind of bugged up like, that's what's wrong with you. Well, not too bugged, but like, that's what's wrong with you young brothers. Somebody trying to help you out and do. So I said, whoa, you know what? They go to $500. Let me stay focused so I can get off this block, okay, and move on with my life. Gave him the $500, but just gotta like start jumping to conclusions. Outside of that, we never had too many conclusions. So that was April. When I first met him, boom, gave him the money. April tried to renegotiate. He didn't want that. April, as you know from the experiment, I was in the green. So from April to May, I was making my money. I was being responsible with it. I'm using my little link card. Like, guys, I'm literally like, I'm out building up from a subway, the red line, if you know the Chicago, right? I started to say Chirac. It's crazy. Like, you could die on the red line, bro. And you can definitely get robbed on the red line. So it's not, yeah. You want to use that during rush hours. I'm using it to sleep at night, just riding it back and forth from 95th to Howard. So, I got to be grateful sometimes. There was a time when I want, this is like, God, please, I just want somewhere to wash my feet, Lord. I'll sleep standing up, but I need to use a restroom, please. I mean, homeless is bogus, bro. No, and I wasn't calling to nobody for what. I put myself in that situation. Calling me like, man, I messed up some money real bad, being extremely foolish. Now I'm in this situation. Can you help me? And everybody know I kind of have a reputation for over drinking, for being a drunk. So it's kind of like, there go Romeo. He used to be the man. Now look at him. What happened? Right? Used to be people like that at the golf course. Man, he used to pay 300 a bag. Now he 100. Oh, we good. Give him a 15-year-old. But excuse me, I know in this third one I'm getting a little, maybe uh, losing my train of thought a little bit. But again, I'm not even 72 hours off this 7 day bender, y'all. My brain is still just recovering. I'm like, hey, don't make that excuse of I want to be strong with just 7 days and 10 days to go. 3 days, you can get going. You going to work today, and you can shoot a video. But May came around, I paid my rent on time. Uh, no, May came, I paid for 2 months. I said, hey man, there's 2 months. You know what I mean? I don't got to see you till July. You know what I mean? So, and that was cool. And then I went on a bender, lost my job, and it was a blessing that I paid my rent on time because I did a no call, no show, drinking and gambling. Y'all listen, this alcohol experiment really means so much to me. And I am going to package this thing and dissect this thing and reflect on this thing to make it be something that can impact the world right along with Annie Grace. So, that's what I'm doing in these early stages as I look at this. Right? You see how I can link back to, oh man, yeah, this time of year I paid my rent early. Then that following month, I have a drink, start gamble, lose my job for no call, no show, and I'm like, woo, thank God I paid my rent up front because I don't got no job now. So, June came or July came around, and I had just gotten hired for the job that I'm at now, but my funds were a little low, right? I ain't worked in 2 months, so I stepped to my landlord. I said, hey man, look, I start a job tomorrow or next week. I'm a little short. Can I pay you as I go, or pay you double in August, right? And it kind of worked in my favor because it's like, dang, is he playing my? Well, he didn't think that, but the previous month I paid 2 months ahead, but then when the rent was due 2 months later, I was trying to ask if I could get skip a month, and he was, yeah, man, yeah, no problem, no problem. I you a hard worker, man. I appreciate you, cool. So then August came around and I paid him. Actually, when I went to pay him, he said, "Listen, man, I really appreciate you. Take a couple $100 off because I owed him for 2 months. That's a G note." He said, "Take a couple hundred off." I said, "A couple is 200." He said, "Exactly, cool." They go $800. He said, "I know you ain't been working," so that was cool, right? Then I'm back on my regular schedule. Paid September, paid October, paid November early. I'm like, oh man, it's the holidays. You know what I'm saying? Paid them early, like not that early, 3 4 days early, but early. So this month, that money's short, right? And I'm trying to discipline myself that just because the car account money is short, let's not take this money just to force myself to, you know what I mean? But I guess you're going to have to do things. And if he had when I came to him with December's rent, this situation where I got on my coat, right? And I didn't calm down from it. I kind of wanted to shoot a video right after I felt it. But that's why you don't react to things. Respond, calm down a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all would have seen me way more fired up, like, I can't believe this. Now, as I'm going it over with you, it's like, I mean, yeah, he has been, we ain't had no problem since my second payment was due. When I asked, could he lower the rent? Because I'm seeing critters and bodies getting dropped on the block. Which I know what area we in. That's a very normal thing. But I was trying to, hey, man, you think? No. So, anyway, for this month, actually today or yesterday, today is the 20th. This was yesterday on the 19th. I stepped to him like, hey man, or maybe it's the 18th. I'm like, cause now I ain't been seeing him, he ain't been seeing me. We just do hand to hands, and I'm telling him like, hey, I've been missing work. My account a little short, and I really not trying to get. I made the excuse, which I guess would be more like a white lie. I said I don't want to get taxed for moving some money around. Can I just take care of you this weekend? Right? Which would be about 10 days late, 9 days late, 8 to 10 days late. And he's like, yeah, that you can tell he's kind of like he wanted to do something with the money potentially, right? So that was on Monday. Tuesday, yesterday. Now, mind you, I'm still eating. I'm eating, y'all. I gotta eat. Plus, I know that I'm trying to make this detox as good as possible. And if your body's allowing you to eat, then get stuff going down in your stomach. Cause once you go on that binge and your stomach, your digestive system start to lock up on you, the first thing gonna go is your mind. And the same way, once you reverse it, once you can get your digestive system back forward, your mind gonna come back online. So when they say the gut brain connection is real, bruh, I know from having an addictive experience with alcohol. I don't really like words like alcoholic, alcoholism, because alcohol is the only one that has this label. You can smoke 5 packs of cigarettes a day, you're not a cigaholic or yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like what the hell, you know what I mean? So it's kind of that labeling. Oh, he's an alcoholic, but I'm not. But we both in the alcohol trap. Come on, man. But just gonna break that down for you, and I am too. So he's like, oh yeah, that's cool. That was on Monday. Tuesday, I've been running around, getting chores done. Things that I do when I'm sober. I stop at the library because at home I had this little tablet. I want a desktop, and the library make me feel productive a little bit. I started at the library from nothing. The train in the library is where I lived at the beginning of this year. You hear me? I'm brushing my teeth in the bathroom in the beginning. Somebody walk in, they know what's going on. They probably homeless too. So the library means the Chicago Public Library it's an icon for me. And not that I remember my dad took me to get my first library card. I was like 5 or 6 years old, and he said, "You always keep this thing in your wallet." And he gave me a little wallet, and I put a library card in, right? But I see dads and moms do that with their kids all the time because there's a kids section at the library, kids museums, kids, all that. So anyway, yes, I never thought that at 33 or 32 at the time I would be seeking some shelter at the library, but here we are. This alcohol experiment has been a lot, but what he did was I came home and I realized it's cold in here. I'm scratching my head like that. Matter of fact, I haven't heard the furnace come on. So the furnace is in the back porch room. I go on the back porch and I look, and he cut the furnace off. And I'm like, dang, why would he cut the furnace off? He never cuts the furnace off. Mind y'all, this the part that blew me. We had a high of 32 and a low of 19. So in any event, what you turn off the heat for? Until we keep growing and get some better lighting. That lighting really drive me crazy. Just hope y'all can bear with it. I'm like, I have been nothing but good to you. Since I've been here since March, he had 3 people kind of come because it's 4 rooms. He keeps one, but it's kind of like an office. He go in there on a daily basis, right? So there's other things that I deal with the 500. I see him on a daily basis, right? And then there's my room, there's his room, and then there's 2 more rooms. Since I've been here, there's been 3 tenants here. None of them lasted longer than 30 days. And it's because the type of people they are, they probably saw the price and was like, oh my God, 75 years for $500. Baby, you might want to go sketch the block out, scope the block out before you go and get this man your money. Because some people stay, they come, and then you can tell they kind of like, ugh. And they don't last longer than 30 days. I get through it. I was born and raised around here. Like, I used to gangbang right up the street from here. Well, all through the east side, but I was either on 89th, 90th, 91st, like in that little area, or I was on 79th, 78th, 76th. The 2 hoods I grew up in. One I went to school in, one my house is in. And I'm like, you gonna cut off the heat? And then he didn't lock the door, right? Maybe he didn't want to be aggressive. Like, not aggressive, but just kind of like, yeah, the heat is off. Because I went in there to just see, like, is it broken or is it off? The switch was off. I'm like, dang. It just made me feel, I'm going to try to tap back into that feeling of like, dang, like, bro, I know I'm late. You know what I'm saying? But again, why am I late? Going to work on a binge, getting into a situation where I said the smart thing for me to do is be called off so I can recalibrate my situation. Alcohol. Indirectly, but directly. You gonna cut the heat off on me? Why? Is it because since I told you on Monday that, hey, I got you this weekend, you still see me eating? Brother, I have a link card. Brother, we live in an area that's so poor that most of the stores around here, see, when you have a link card, you can buy groceries, but you can't buy food. Most of the stores in my neighborhood will still sell you food with a link card. So you can go in there like, yeah, can I get an Italian beef? Can I get a cheeseburger? Can I get some food, desert food? That's what they sell around here. Probably get one real grocery store for every 10 miles around here. Maybe that's a little dramatic, but you feel me. So even though you see me eating, like, bro, I'm not playing with your money. And even if I was, I asked you, can I pay you on this weekend? If you had said no, I would have said, all right, well, I got to pay my fee for what I did. Can I give me a couple hours? I'll be right back. What's your Zelle? You cut the heat off on me. So now you see calm Jerome because I was kind of hot earlier. This is some everything, but I get it. Don't be playing with people money. It's the holidays. It is less than. Today is Wednesday morning. Christmas is on Monday, so that's Wednesday. That's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Christmas is in less than 7 days. I don't know what type of plans he had. Now, I will have his bread before then. I got a check in my restaurant that I ain't pick up that Thursday. They called me off. That's a few $100. You know what I'm saying? Go wait on today and on tomorrow. Boom, like I told you, I'm going to have your stuff. But for you to cut off the heat on me, so now y'all, I'm like, it's cold in here. I could have cut the heat back on, but that would have defied what he did. He didn't want the heat on. And he doesn't come at night. So I could have totally cut it on for while I was gone, cut it off when I walked out in the morning at 6 in the morning. Or I could have got extra ghetto and, like my aunts would do, open the oven and turn the oven on broil. Or 500 rather, on high. And let the oven heat the apartment. Because my aunt be so cold, she got the central heat on, she got the furnace on, and the oven on. Auntie, I'm going in the basement. But alcohol, y'all, that's the common denominator. Look at this thing. And you telling me. So at first, like I said, I took a more of an AA approach to alcohol. Oh, man, I am diseased, man. I do this every time, man. And when you look at the big book, which is the main book they use in AA upon others, but that's the AA handbook, it says it like, you are diseased and You crave the very thing that ruins your life, and gee, you not diseased, bro. You drinking ethanol. They just call it 1942 and pump your head up. And in the beginning, ethanol does have euphoric effects. And again, the brain balances itself by coming back down. Your brain like, whoa, 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 whoa. We going a little too high right now. And it starts to counteract it, bring it down, get it up out the system. That feeling is not pleasurable, so you drink more. But anyway, y'all, listen, this is how I am reprogramming my mind around alcohol. I don't much rather, but once I do get this done, I see myself really, for myself, focusing on this for a year at least. But if I built a business around it, which I'm gonna do, I'd focus on that for the next 2 or 3 years. And I also think going longer would also help embed it in my brain. When I went to AA to get 10 months sober, when I was 10 months sober, my girl left me. My high school sweetheart, I love my life. She left me. She was tired. I went to AA for 10 months. No, I lied. I went to AA every day for 90 days. And in 3 of those days, I went 3 times a day. I went for breakfast, lunch, and dinner 3 times out of those 90 days. 2 times over a dozen times, but I went at least once a day for 90 days. Got my little 3-month coin. And then from that point, I would just kind of go sporadically. What helped me was the community. I always felt weird, like, I am powerless over alcohol. I need to speak to, however they say it, bro. I'm sorry to be disrespectful to y'all. But for Annie Grace's approach is different because she gonna inform you you're not diseased. Your body is having a chemical crazy reaction. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. Alcohol kills more people on a yearly basis than every other drug, legal and illegal combined. So even if we did get rid of alcohol, some people finna lose a whole lot of money. Whole lot. There will be no alcohol sales. There will be no DUIs from alcohol. I think it was like 75% of child abuse is happening under consumption of alcohol. A large amount of rapes is happening. Man, a lot of chaos, confusion, and destruction is happening as a result of y'all convincing us we can use this ethically. And listen, I know there's also some stats that, hey, 80% of people who drink don't go to the deep end of the pool. Like, whoa, I got kids. This ain't gonna work. And I was really self-soothing. And I see a lot of that in my family. The pain we went through, and not just my home, but in my family. When you look at the whole tree, there's a lot of pain there, a lot of darkness. And me, I said in my first video, I'm a Taurus. I can be rather sensitive even when I keep a tough shell, especially to who you are. Joe Blow over there, I don't give a damn. My mother, real soft spot. That's like the little soft spot on the baby head. You know what I mean? Look at that. Y'all see how my head thinning, right? I need to go get a haircut, but I was drunk and I didn't want to go get a haircut. So I'm going to go on Friday because I work the next 2 days. These light spots, when I don't drink, they thicken up. Take my vitamins. Drink my juice. They lighten up, y'all. So why drink? That's what we're here to do. Look at these alcohol experiments, right? You see, because you need 2 pieces, I think, and that's what I'm working on. The one piece of how do I do this? In America or a lot of places, we use AA, right? I am an alcoholic. I am powerless. Even if I go 10 years good, 1 day down means I am back to, okay. Annie Grace, on the other hand, gonna say, listen, you have data, right? My boy Terry London at Above and Beyond Recovery Center, it's called, anyway, Above and Beyond, he would tell you that's progress. You went 10 months without drinking. You know what I mean? That's massive progress. You are not back to square zero. And y'all, so that's why I got on my coat, right? Let me close this thing out. I love y'all. I will get better with this because again, this just happened today, and I'm like, I'm going to put this on my channel, talk about this. So I didn't do either. I said, I put myself in this position, even though I may feel a little butthurt that, hey man, I thought our relationship was better than you have to cut off the heat, bro. When it's 19 degrees outside, mind you, in the summertime you don't have central AC. So when I come in the house and it's 100 degrees, it's very hot inside here. We have little ceiling fans. Mind you, the ceiling fan in my room don't even work. The one in the living room work. You didn't offer me a fan. I know I could have went and bought my own. I didn't do that, right? I opened my window. Ain't no screens in the window. You'd say, "Oh, I'm gonna put a screen. I'm gonna put a screen." Never put a screen. So I don't mind sleeping with my window. When my granny house, when I was a kid, we didn't have central air. Open the window, boy. There go a fan. So I know how to get through the trenches. I also know what it's like to be like, "Hey Siri, cut the heat on cool." You hear me? That's why I'm get this alcohol situation situated. For I like Siri. You hear me? I don't like her. But you ain't even, bro. I go to sleep. It's so hot. I go to sleep with the window open. I wake up, boy. I got 40 mosquito bites. I guess one mosquito family like, "Hey, what that? We got some good sweet meat over here, bro." I'm traumatized. Boy, I ain't opening that window, boy. We just gonna be sweating pigs around here, y'all. So is that really the rest? So the only thing I did differently than I normally do when I took my shower, I take hot showers, you know. So when I get up out that shower, it's steaming there, and the first thing you know, you've been in there 10 minutes, 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes if you really got some thoughts working. And when you get up out of it, it's hot. It's like a steam room, and you just came from the hot water, so you don't mind going out into the cool to dry out. So I thought I might be real cold because it was cold. I would like if I had to guess, it's probably like 40 degrees in here right now. Yeah, like I mean, I'm kind of bundled up, but if I had on pajamas, I'll be cold. It's probably like in the high 30s in here right now. Mind you, I know he didn't do it to save money because this place, the structure is a lot of off. There's a lot of cracks. If you stand by the back door, you're gonna feel a draft. If you really was trying to save money, you would seal some of these cracks, or you know what I'm saying, like seal stuff up, not cut the heat off for me till I give you the rent. But again, maybe the heat bill been kicking his tail. That ain't none of my business. And if I had been focused and working my plan and developing who I am and my emotional intelligence and being more like Chris Rock than Will Smith in the heat of a moment, the rent would be paid. And they could still be paid. But you know, like I said, I did this. When I asked him if he would have been like, man, if he had gave me any bit of, I would have, hey, listen, don't worry about it. Let me move this little money around, which I could have did. So I love y'all. Okay, do me a favor. I appreciate y'all, and I'll promise y'all that I am gonna get better at this content creation in terms of hitting points. Because right now I feel like my boy Wesley Virgin. But Wesley Virgin already mega rich. He can do what he want to do. But on Wesley Virgin podcast, he be giving a lot of fluff. You got to sit around for a long time to just get the nuggets. And I said, as much as I want to, be funny or whatever, I do want people to feel like you can come here and get gold nuggets. But again, Jerome, Romeo, you taking action. You are taking action. Okay? This is 3 videos right here. Before December, I only had 3 videos on this channel. In 11 months, I put 3 videos on this channel. Now, in 20 days, I didn't put 3 or 4. I got to get them uploaded, which I will. But I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And now, again, let's look at the effects of alcohol, y'all. Let's do this one more time, okay? Before y'all like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. Check out the description for my gifts for you. I ain't been asleep. And I ain't gonna lie to you. At 3:30, I was charged. Now I kind of feel like, is it time for bed? Actually, it's time to wake up. Right? And get some soul, a little meditation. Maybe a little light journaling. Get myself moving in the right direction. All right, look at that. You see my, it looked greasy because I got that Eucerin on there. But if that Eucerin wasn't on there, you'll be able to see how it's like dry and scaly. Your mouth get dry. Ugh. Tongue turn yellow from dry mouth. It's disgusting, y'all. I'm sorry. It's not that even fun no more. And honestly, it hasn't been fun for the last couple years. One of my other favorite things, and I gotta run. I'm at 35 minutes. Sugary drinks. When I'm not drinking alcohol, I have to watch sugary drinks. Like a lot of sugar, not just like a little. Like I like a lot of sugar. Like let me get a monster just for the. I don't even. It ain't for the caffeine. It's for the sugar rush I get. So we gonna get through this, y'all. Because again, this ain't just for me. This for y'all. This for my family. This for my girl, wife, and my unborns. So every day I just gotta keep that in mind. Every day I gotta treat it like, like she said in here. Just want to read that to y'all, and I'm gonna close out, man. Auntie Grace, thank you so much. I am paying it forward. I am paying it forward, Miss Grace. You will overcome this. Let each temptation, each battle bring you closer to winning the war. Learn from each fight, discovering your truth about alcohol and its role in your life. Learn from each fight. Alcohol does not define you. It does not give you worth. It is not who you are. It will not fix your problems, solve your loneliness, or provide any of the answers you seek. This is a journey, not a destination. It is a road that no one can walk but you. These are choices that no one can make but you. But know that by committing to a different future, no matter how many battles you have ahead of you, the war has already been won. Well, when I tell y'all this lady got the sauce, and mind you, what I love about it, I'm gonna just keep it a buck with you. I mean, keep it real with you. When it comes to marketing, because we all want to be, a lot of us want to be business owners. It's the way to go. Like, we don't want to work for somebody our whole life, or, we would like to have things, even if it's just a side hustle, side business. You'll realize how important marketing is. I know some people that do some pretty awesome things. Their only form of marketing is word of mouth, which is fine. It's the best form of marketing. But imagine if you were like, man, I'm going to create a whole different product, and, oh man, we really got to get this word of mouth thing going. But if you know how to market and get things, this lady done a lot of the marketing to, you know what I mean? Like, this is like, so excited for this, y'all. It's just, you still got to do the work. You can be excited about, it's a new season, let's go win the state championship. And then the reality of what it takes to win a state championship kick in. So I love y'all. Much love. I know I'll be long-winded. Look, there go the yarn. There go the yawn, and it's time to get up, y'all. And I've not been drinking. Rent would have been paid on time. And Roman Rome would have been in bed, waking up to, fully energized. But yeah, that had really bugged me because I didn't realize it till like 8, 9 o'clock at night. I'm like, the hell? So I called my homie in Columbia like, bro, oh man, I can't, just because I'm a little late on the rent, what you said was okay, you gonna cut off the heat? And not tell me? So we talked for a little while. I didn't get going to after taking a shower. I took like a 30-minute shower on that note. Maybe not that long, like 20 minutes. And what make this happen? And a lot of people in my neighborhood, well, it's my neighborhood now. My ID says this address. Losing a lot of black men between the ages of 18 to 80 to alcohol. So, just my way of paying it forward and giving back. Much love, y'all. Talk to you later. Hey, if you like it, share if you know somebody, and if you want to know the next time I drop that fire, subscribe. Much love, y'all. Romeo Jones. I'm out.